to welcome everybody here today. And it's important to note that March is the International Women's, they call it International Women's Day, but I call it International Women's Month, where if you look at the United Nations slogan, it said counter in invest in women, accelerate progress. And that of the IWD states inspire inclusion. And that's exactly what we are doing here today. We're trying as much as possible to advocate for more women in key leadership positions, because at the end of the day, it's not because we are begging that women should hold sensitive positions. It has been found out, and it has been discovered that when you have a proper gender diversity on your C-level of your organization, you have better decision making, and of course, it does affect your bottom line positively. So it's not about pity the women, no. It's about the slogan of Zenith Bank. It's in your best interest to have the women at that level.
Gender equality is more than a goal in itself. It is a precondition for meeting the challenges of reducing poverty, promoting sustainable development, and building good governance. This initiative from the Chamber underscores France's continuous dedication to fostering gender equality and empowering women, and not only in the daily life. As you know, France has recently become the first country in the world to enshrine abortion rights in its constitution. Whether good or not, it is enshrined in the constitution as a right for women. In politics, France has been significant progress toward gender parity over the past 2 decades. Let me take, for example, the enforcement of gender parity on electoral lists in big cities.
The Nigerian business landscape is brimming with talent, and women are a significant driving force behind it. However, we all know the challenges that persist, the glass ceilings, the unconscious bias, and the lack of equal opportunity. Today, I want to propose a shift in perspective. Inclusion isn't just about fairness or equality. It is about unlocking the full potential of our economy.
It is with profound honor and great humility that I stand before you today as a special guest at this signature Women in Business Luncheon, organized to commemorate International Women's Day. I extend my deepest gratitude to the Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry for orchestrating this significant event and for the privilege to share a few words with such an august assembly. Particularly in a world where the United Nations, according to the UN Sustainable Development Report 2023, that predicted that it will take 300, and I repeat, 300 distant years to close the gender equality gap. So, achieving gender parity in leadership roles and attaining equal representation in national parliaments, it simply suffice to say that we're all called to action.
2024. The Nigerian economy is expected to grow at 3.3% and at 3.7% in 2025. That's what analysts within Nigeria and internationally have projected for this economy. The projected success of this year's economic outlook for our nation relies on the productivity and competitiveness, the contributions of businesses in this room. You are essentially half the economy of Nigeria.
The women and the youth are very highly represented. Our gender diversity on our boards is 57% in favor of women. Thank you. Our managing directors are actually 70% women.
The inclusion process or the inclusion question must be a very deliberate system. And I'll just give you a very quick example. We usually go through a very rigorous process in bringing in fresh intake, and they go to a training school. Every year, we usually have more women than guys in the training school. First year, we had 18 ladies. and 12 guys. But guess what? 3 years into their life in the company, we had 12 guys and 6 ladies, from 18 to 6. The second year, something similar happened. But we decided to be very deliberate to find out why are the women dropping by.
Nigeria's potential and Nigeria's wealth does not actually lie in its oil or its mineral resources. Our biggest resource in Nigeria is our people, for starters. There's 216 million of us and counting, but that 216 million is something we are yet to provide a value for. And when I say value, I mean the actual value of our human capital. So some of you in the room will know the measure that I call the statistical value of life, or the value of a statistical life. And this was something that I've always worked with. And actually, whether you're in the insurance business or you're in the policy business, if you do not have a VSL, it's really, really hard to plan your...
I will say this though. I fully agree with Her Excellency Ojora Saraki that in the world, in Nigeria, but also in our companies, our main resource is our people. And as business leaders, we would be complete idiots to cut ourselves from 50% of our resources. It would be actually a big business mistake. So we're very intentional in our company into having as much diversity as we can, including in gender. And we're actually facing a lot of issues with this, and to the point of Kunle here. I publish probably dozens of job offers every week. As an average, we receive 4,000 applications per job offer. We're a fairly large organization. I checked this morning, over 50% of this job offer do not receive one single woman as an application. And those who do, it's a very, very marginal percentage. So there's something to be done there. And we're trying to do things on our own. We are creating training programs with technical schools. Also, our training centers is intentionally only accepting 50% of men, so we have 50% of women.